in a prison just 25 minutes from this masjid. Wrongfully taken as a victim of the war on terror post 9/11, captured in Pakistan, sold to the people in Afghanistan, kept in prison for 5 years, and still to this day they say, no, she wasn't there. Raped and tortured, shot twice by an American soldier, falsely accused. No evidence at all. There's no forensic, nothing to accuse her of being the one to pick up a gun. The story they made up is so ludicrous that nobody would, a 5-year-old could see through it. And then she's sentenced to 86 years in prison. You know where she's sitting? Right here, FMC Carswell. In a prison that, her lawyer, Mr. Clyde, has represented over 80 people in Guantanamo Bay. He's been to Guantanamo 42 times. And he said the prison that Afia is in, the FMC Carswell, right here in Fort Worth, is worse. The conditions are far worse there than they are in Guantanamo. And she's been there for years, solitary confinement. She's been raped there. She's been abused there. She's lost hearing in her right ear from the amount of time she was hit. They've knocked out teeth from her. FMC Carswell is notorious for abuse of their prisoners. All prisoners, but Afia, being a symbol, a Muslimah, has faced conditions far beyond what everybody else has. She's sitting right here, and she's waiting for relief from Allah. And in this time, while she's waiting for that relief, she's praying and hoping for Allah's forgiveness and pleasure. And subhanAllah, there's actually an effort now, to tomorrow, tonight, there's a program at INT Richardson where her lawyer and her sister will be there after Salat al-Isha to talk about her case. And there's a nationwide and even a worldwide push to have her free before Joe Biden's presidency ends, that she's granted clemency. His legacy of 4 years of being president has been tarred by what he did in Palestine. He himself admitted 10 days after the genocide began, he met Netanyahu and said to him that you cannot kill civilians. And he said in response, Netanyahu, he said it, this is the interview he just gave yesterday. He said in response that Netanyahu told him, well, you did this, you guys at Hiroshima, you dropped a nuclear bomb. We have to do what we have to do. And he continues to this moment trying to supply the weapons for the genocide of the people in Palestine. And so what his lawyer has done is gathered, alhamdulillah, over 1.4 million signatures on a petition to have Afia released. If you haven't signed it yet, please do so. And to a saving grace for your legacy, why don't you give to the Muslim community, grant clemency or trade Afia back to Pakistan and get one of your American prisoners from Pakistan back home. There's an effort being underway, and tonight there's a program, and tomorrow, everyone, if we want to be amongst tomorrow at noon, in front of FMC Carswell, there's a protest. And Afia's cell is closest to where the protest will be. Every time there's a protest there, she can hear us. She can hear us. And so we need to show out in massive numbers. After over a decade of what she has gone, 20 plus years in prison, over a decade here in the US, that our community has not forgotten her. We have to stand there and support her and be there for her. So I invite all of you to come tomorrow, inshallah, at noon. No matter what you're doing, make the time, inshallah, to be there. But the point is, though, about this idea of sidq ma'Allah, having sincerity with Allah and waiting for that moment to present itself. One of my friends who I met in Gaza, he works at the morgue at Nasser Hospital. And Nasser Hospital is in central Gaza. And he works at the morgue. What does that mean? He's one of the people involved in preparing the bodies every day, washing the bodies. So he's seen the most horrific scenes. He's seen families mourning over their children and